Good morning, everyone. Folks are beginning to hop on this rainy day, so thank you for joining us this morning. I am Dr. Jason Bolton, Vice President of Community Partnerships and Admissions for the Help Group. We have a lot to cover today, so I wanted to start by just giving you a quick overview of the agenda. I'll begin by giving you an overview of our schools and our admissions process. And then our heads of school, directors, principals of each of our schools will give you a brief presentation about their school. Each will have a few minutes to talk about their programs in broad strokes. And then we'll take the last few minutes, if we have any, to answer questions that you may have. Like I said, we're going to cover a lot of ground in this next hour. With your registration, you received a one-page description of all of our schools. Might be a good idea to keep that handy and follow along as we move through. Still, you may be left wanting to know more. In that case, we're going to give you information on how to contact our admissions department, who can answer further questions that you may have. And also the admissions team can sign you up for more in-depth school-specific tours. Those tours are currently being held virtually, but soon will be transitioning to on-campus tours. Incidentally, and this may be germane to how you're watching this today, incidentally, just this past week, we informed our community that we will begin plans to get our younger students back on campus beginning in mid-April, and slowly ratcheting that up until we have all grades and all schools back on campus in early May. Of course, all of our students who wish to remain online for the remainder of the year will also have the opportunity to do that. A little bit more about the Help Group. The Help Group operates 16 non-public schools. 15 of them are on 4 campuses in Los Angeles County, and 1 is in Irvine. And we serve more than 1,300 students in those schools. If you're not fully aware of what a non-public school is, non-public schools are registered with the California Department of Education as private schools, but the overwhelming majority of our students are referred to us and funded by public schools and public school districts. We currently have master contracts with more than 80 school districts and independent charter schools to provide special education to students who need more specialized approaches than districts can often provide. That said, as a registered private school, we are also able to accept students whose families pay privately. These students make up a little less than 5% of our current enrollment. Of course, that means, doing the math, that more than 95% of our students are funded by their school districts. Once you are funded and the district refers you to one or more of our schools, at that point you can fill out an application with us. And then once our admissions office receives your application, they can reach out to you, or they will reach out to you to schedule an interview with the appropriate school's principal. The interview usually lasts about an hour with you and your child. And the interviewer will ask about strengths and challenges and overall experience with school. We'll also ask you for a couple of professional contacts who know your child well, someone like his past teacher, a speech therapist, a counselor, a tutor, folks who really have a good grasp on your child's educational history and progress. And after they talk with those contents, the interviewer will then present your student to the admissions committee, who will determine if we have a good fit between your student's needs and our school's program. Sometimes we may feel that one of our schools, other than the one you applied to and interviewed with, is the better fit. If that's the case, we'll let you know, and we'll give you the opportunity to learn more about that school. Okay, now you'll have the opportunity to hear more about our schools. The Help Group has designed schools that educate children with similar strengths and challenges together. While no two students are exactly alike, we believe that educating children with common traits together allows for students to benefit from specialized instruction tailored more specifically to meet the needs and promote positive outcomes. We have schools designed for students with social and communicative disorders such as autism, schools for students with learning differences, schools for students with social and or learning differences and specialized interests in math and science, and schools for students with social and emotional challenges. So let's hear more about these schools from the folks who know them best. First, let's hear about our schools for students with social and communicative challenges. Let me give it over to our Senior Director of Autism Schools, Pam Clark, to introduce the principals of these schools. Pam.
Thank you, Dr. Bolton. Welcome, parents, on this rainy morning. The autism schools of the help group were each designed with specialized curriculum and strategies to specifically meet the unique needs of the students they serve. Our students range from preschool to young adult ages with varying eligibilities, including autism and developmental disabilities. Their developmental challenges are addressed in their respective schools, and today our heads of schools will give you the overview of the programs. So let me introduce them. Dr. Sarah McCracken will be speaking on Young Learners Preschool and the Early Intervention Program. She will also speak on Sunrise School. Following that will be Sue Ann Caples, who will present Bridgeport School, including the Voc Center, where the focus is on career education, career exploration, and transition to adulthood. So Sarah, let's hear about Young Learners.
Thank you for the introduction, and hello everyone. I'm happy to tell you about Young Learners Preschool, a school that I'm proud to be a part of for over the past 10 years. Who do we serve? Well, our Young Learners Preschool provides a full day program, 5 days a week, to children between 2.9 and 5 years old with autism and other developmental delays. We're located on both our Sherman Oaks and Culver City campuses. And our students vary widely in their abilities and needs. For example, we teach students who are not yet speaking to students who are working on expanding their language and building their vocabulary. We have students who are working on becoming more independent in their self-care skills, and others who are just starting with toilet training and feeding themselves. Many of our families come to us after a diagnosis from their pediatrician or regional center, and they're looking for a comprehensive preschool program. And other families come to us after they've tried other schools. The class sizes may have been too big, or their child just wasn't getting the individualized, specialized teaching that they needed there. So who are we? Well, specialized, I'm still on the first slide. Specialized is a key word. Thank you. Our school prides itself on our specialized multidisciplinary team. And this is one of the things that makes us unique. All of our staff are trained and experienced to support students with autism and similar special needs. And that is what allows us to provide that intensive specialized teaching. I always say one of the greatest compliments we get is when someone walks in a room, they're not sure who the teacher is or the speech provider or the teaching assistant, because everyone's actively involved in all of the different areas of teaching. And so this is just one of the benefits of our collaborative focus. Okay, so let's switch to slide 2. A little bit about our program overview and focus. Our mission is to provide our students with a comprehensive, evidence-based early intervention program. We follow a philosophy that's both developmental and behavioral in nature. And our curriculum focuses on all the core areas of a young child's development, which you can see listed. And our goal is to work on developing those early childhood milestones that are missing while we're building on our students' strengths and interests. Our curriculum is also based in evidence-based teaching strategies, many of which are based in applied behavior analysis or ABA. And we do have families that will ask about ABA. They're worried that won't work for their child. So I want to be clear that ABA is a broad umbrella under which so many teaching strategies exist. And I won't get into that fully here, but we're sensitive to this. And we talk through this with families so that we're all on the same page. And we've seen the interventions work. While some of our students may begin speaking, others will finish potty training, others may mainstream into general education or kindergarten, and many will make their first friends at preschool. On slide 3, another thing that I would say our families appreciate at our school are the enrichment opportunities we're able to provide our students. We have music and movement classes. We have art and specially designed PE. We also have a wonderful facility that's really designed to provide safe and motivating learning settings. So one of my favorite things to show off on our tours is our sensory room, where our students have access to climbing ladders, swings, a ball pit, and other activities like that. We also have motivating teaching areas like our computer lab, a mirrored music and movement room, an art room, and a boundless playground. And our teaching staff have access to a wide range of technology to help our students access curriculum. So things like iPads, computers, smart boards in our classrooms, and communication devices. And finally, young learners' parents may choose to participate in parent trainings, as well as support groups and other social events to meet other parents in our schools. We know that parents trying to navigate these roads, it's really important to find your supports early on to build your community, and that is what we aim to be for families in our Young Learners Preschool.
So I know Sarah is going to jump in and go ahead and talk about the Sunrise program too next, but this is where I always have to jump in because this is my opportunity to give a parent's perspective. I was at the help group for about 8 years when my wife and I welcomed triplet girls into this world. And 3 years later, they all were diagnosed with developmental delays. But my daughter Bijou needed more support than her sisters did. And it's not supposed to happen on national TV, right? And so 11 years later, after working at the help group, I enrolled my daughter through the IEP process at Young Learners Preschool. And Bijou was there for about 1.5 years. She had actually come there after spending about 26 weeks at UCLA's early intervention program. And she came right over into Young Learners. And I was just a parent. I was a parent of a child in need of early intervention. And she spent 1.5 years there. She then joined her sisters in the last half year of preschool at an LAUSD preschool. They are now in 8th grade. They're getting ready to go to high school. And I can't thank Young Learners enough for that 1.5 years of incredible growth that Bijou had that sprung her to the success that she's had in these last 8 or 9 years. So Sarah, I always thank you for that and the help group for that. And I won't cry for the rest of this presentation, I promise. But thank you. So Sarah, can you tell us about Sunrise?
I can, but thank you for talking about Bijou. That I always enjoy hearing updates, and I'm so proud of you. Okay, so our Sunrise schools serve students from kindergarten through transition age, which is 22 years old. So students with more moderate to severe developmental challenges, and we're also located on both Sherman Oaks and Culver City campuses. Central to our mission at Sunrise, we believe all students can become productive and contributing members of their community. So as I talk about our schools, I'll discuss more about those key components included in our mission statement that you see on the screen. Similar to Young Learners, our multidisciplinary approach is just as important in our Sunrise schools. We have a diverse and passionate team, from our teachers to BCBAs and therapeutic providers, who work together to build individualized opportunities and experiences for our students to learn. And that really is the key for us. On the next slide, at Sunrise, we use evidence-based teaching strategies as well. Some examples include discrete trial training, pivotal response training, picture exchange communication system, and other augmentative types of communication. We also use things like functional routines, visual supports, and positive behavioral supports, just to name a few. We also utilize a strengths-based approach. For us, this means we'll start with looking at what each of our students can do, what their interests are, and what motivates them. And we know that this is also key. From there, we'll build in teaching adaptive skills. So Sunrise students practice working on their adaptive skills from kindergarten, continuing through transition age. Our elementary students might work on early personal care skills like washing their hands, using the restrooms, starting to take care of their belongings, learning things like their personal safety information with increasing independence in their younger years. Middle school students and up have access to a life skills lab with a kitchenette, a washer and dryer, so students can practice domestic skills like preparing food, cleaning, laundry skills, kitchen safety skills. We also focus on community skills, and our students regularly participate in community-based instruction. So they'll take the skills they've learned in the classroom and into the community. And we also strongly believe in developing leisure skills and interests, as well as health and fitness practices. All of our students in Sunrise also have music and art and PE classes, as well as a range of other extracurricular activities. And for elementary school, we have a boundless playground. And middle and high school, we have a health and fitness room with a treadmill and a bicycle that our students use, and other exercise equipment. And we're also very excited to be in the process of designing a new outdoor fitness center for the students. Another important focus, really important focus for our students is vocational skills and career development. Students will learn and practice these skills in our Looking Beyond Garden and Vocational Lab, as well as through a diverse offering of on-site as well as off-site jobs. Our garden, you should see it, is completely run by the students. Students learn everything from selecting the plants and vegetables they grow to planting, watering, tending them, and harvesting them. And then we have a vocational lab where students can practice computer skills, photocopying, laminating, mailing, shredding. We also have a wonderful ice cream store called Scoops that's also completely run by our students. So a wide range of jobs students can learn to take inventory, buy items at the store, restock our shelves, sell to our customers, sort money. And then other students will engage in various classroom-based jobs. And our transition students, our oldest students, are provided with additional off-site vocational opportunities, such as at community restaurants or retail stores. And finally, Sunrise School places a heavy value on family involvement. The nature of our students' needs requires strong collaborative relationships between our families and our staff. And this is a huge part of our student success. We also focus a lot on community building within the school. We've held events such as picnics and other gatherings when we can. And we also have monthly parent chat and shares and parent trainings hosted by our teachers, administrators, and BCBAs, which we're currently holding virtually. And we are excited to start to return to school for our youngest students as well. And that sums up for Sunrise Schools.
Thank you, Sarah, for telling us about both Young Learners and Sunrise. Well, let's turn it over to Sue Ann Caples to talk about Bridgeport.
Hello, as Dr. Bolton said, I'm Sue Ann Caples. I am the head of school for Bridgeport. Today I'm going to talk about the school as well as our vocational center. So Bridgeport School, my pride and joy, is designed to meet the needs of students with mild to moderate disabilities, typically associated with autism or a mild intellectual disability. We have students ranging from kindergarten through 12th grade. At the end of 12th grade, we have a moving up ceremony where we celebrate the students' accomplishments. It's such a moving experience for everyone, just to see the students in their caps and gowns, the smiles on their faces, and experiencing something that we all want to do someday. It's truly one of my most favorite days of the year. After graduation, many of our students will move over into our Bridgeport vocational centers, where our students work on career development and community participation. We have two campuses, one in Sherman Oaks and the other in Culver City, and we serve many students from surrounding districts. Our mission at Bridgeport School is to help our students reach the greatest level of independence in the areas of practical academics, social competency, and career exploration. So new this year within Bridgeport School, we created what's called the Career Technical Education. There are 6 career academies for our students to choose from with the help of our support staff and the career guidance counselor. The academies the selections they may make are from agriculture and animal services. So like dog grooming or taking care of animals on a farm, growing vegetables or herbs to sell at a farmer's market, things like that. Arts and media, child development. This may include working in a daycare or in a school setting, working as a teaching assistant. That was my first job. The next category is construction and manufacturing, fashion, design, and finally, hospitality and tourism, which includes food services. This has become a very popular academy for the students that like to be social. The teachers spend a lot of time teaching about customer service skills in that academy. So those are the specific academies. Let me back up a little bit and talk about Bridgeport School and how our students receive vocational instruction and development based on their grade level. In elementary school, kindergarten through 6th grade, the focus is on functional academics, remediated instruction, social skills, super important for our students is social skills, especially at that young age. And then we introduce career exploration, and what that might look like is teaching what community helpers exist in the community at this age. In middle school, the emphasis on career exploration increases, and we teach what careers exist out there and what job responsibilities might be for those specific jobs. We use a curriculum called Cengage, where students are choosing a career pathway. We develop student interest-based transition plans, and of course, the remediated instruction and those social skills are continued as well. In high school, the students participate in our CTE program, which includes the 21st Century Workplace Certification Program, easy for me to say. They are taught by Bridgeport staff in collaboration with our local community colleges, LA Valley College in Sherman Oaks, and then West LA College on our Culver City campus. The Vocational Center, as I spoke about a little bit earlier, guides young adults between the ages of 18 and 21 in career education and training as they transition from the school-based environment into the real world. So very important component across all of our grade levels in Bridgeport School is our project-based learning model, as well as our community-based instruction, which helps to develop social skills and community skills. Seeing our students out there navigating in the community, going to the local grocery store, navigating in the community to go to a local restaurant or the mall. It's something I'm so proud to see, and they're proud of themselves, which is really awesome. They're doing what typical kids do. They're out there, and I think we take that for granted sometimes, but they're out there experiencing their community. One of the challenges that many of our students face, though, is the inability to self-regulate their behavior. So we mitigate that at Bridgeport School by using what's called zones of regulation. It's a self-monitoring system that helps regulate behavior. Within the zones, our students are able to advocate for themselves. Maybe they need special accommodations in the classroom or in the workplace. As a result, the students are able to show better work performance. And that's what we want for all of our students, is to do well in their jobs. At Bridgeport School, we proudly built a community that includes our teachers, our support staff, and of course, our amazing students. But it's the partnership that we have with our parents, I think, that really gives us a sense of community. It's through ongoing gatherings. We continue to do them virtually right now, but we have parent engagement activities that we're able to come together and work to support our students in achieving their greatest independence. At Bridgeport School, we describe our students as resilient. That acronym stands for respectful, empathetic, supportive, independent, lifelong accountable learners, inquiring, imaginative individuals, educational explorers, navigators of life, tenacious achievers. That's resilient. I am very passionate about our school program because of our deserving students. Thank you so much for allowing me the time to share about it.
Thank you, Sue Ann. I love that acronym. I'll have to memorize it, but I love that. We're gonna move on to our schools that are college preparatory, and the first one on that list is Village Glen School. So let's hear from Dr. Debbie Laser about Village Glen.
Hello and good morning. I've been with Village Glen for over 16 years now, so it's a place that is very near and dear to me. We are a specialized day program serving students in kindergarten up through grade 12, experiencing challenges with social communication, pragmatic language development, socialization, and social skills. Many of our students have been diagnosed with high-functioning autism disorder and may also have additional comorbid or other conditions such as ADHD, anxiety disorder, and associated behavioral challenges. I also think it's important to recognize that our students don't come to us just because they have a disability. They come to us because in one way or another, they've really struggled with their school experiences and needed to find a place where they felt understood by both their teachers and peers and felt safe and could learn and could thrive. Village Glen is accredited by both the California Department of Education and the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. All of our teachers are highly qualified and hold special education credentials. We have 2 campuses enabling us to serve students throughout the greater Los Angeles area. One is located in the San Fernando Valley in the city of Sherman Oaks, and the other is located further south in Culver City. At Village Glen, we provide rigorous grade level curriculum that adheres to the California State Academic Framework. Daily instruction includes a variety of learning approaches, including project-based learning, blended learning, and peer collaboration. Ongoing professional development ensures that our teachers use up-to-date methodologies and technologies that are designed to interest and engage our students. We have integrated e-textbooks into our curriculum to further provide students with that dynamic and engaging learning experience. And then research-based intervention programs such as MobyMax and the Wilson Reading System are also used to improve those fundamental language arts and math skills for all students and to minimize any gaps in learning. A daily emphasis on social development and social skills is a very big part of what we do and is integrated throughout the curriculum and extracurricular activities. Village Glen students are explicitly taught social skills on a daily basis, and our research-based curriculum has been developed specifically for our students. We also recognize that many of our students struggle with executive functioning skills and benefit from direct instruction and support in this area, and an emphasis on the development of self-reliance and self-advocacy is really important to us as well. Speech and language therapy, counseling, and occupational therapy are also available for students who are receiving those services per their IEP. Along with our college prep academic program, which does include UC-approved A through G and advanced placement courses, we have significant resources available to high school students in order to support them in a successful post-secondary transition. Transition activities are completed weekly by all high school students and are compiled into a transition binder for each student. The school also has other activities geared towards college transition, for example, an annual college fair and college tours for every student. And we also have full-time college counselors on each campus to assist students and families throughout the college preparation, college search, and application process. Many of our graduates have been accepted into 2- and 4-year colleges throughout the state and the country, including many into the UC system. Many of our students at all grade levels experience significant challenges with behaviors. We have experienced behaviorists who work very closely and collaboratively with students, staff, and importantly, families on putting together both classroom-wide and individualized behavior plans to support our students in managing their school behaviors. We also use PBIS, Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports, which is a research-based framework that includes data tracking and specific systems and practices to improve student outcomes in this area. As I've said, we offer a grade level college prep program. Our students are working towards a high school diploma. We offer AP and honors courses in the high school. Some of our high school students are able to get a jump on college by earning both high school and college credit. Co-enrollment in community college is also an option for our 11th and 12th graders and something many of them like to take advantage of. And then opportunities to remediate fundamental skills in language arts and math are available at all grade levels. These may be in the form of skill level reading groups for the younger students or in language arts and math labs for our older students. We offer a rich variety of elective courses. Students have opportunities to engage in art classes, performing arts, music and choir, robotics, computer programming, foreign language. These are just some examples. There are also many co-curricular and extracurricular offerings, including a full range of organized sports, field trips, Odyssey of the Mind competitions, and academic decathlon for our high schoolers. A whole student approach is critical to our student success and is designed to support the specific needs of our students. It's not just about academics for us, but also about social growth, language development, executive functioning, skill building, and behavioral growth. We try very hard to make Village Glen a safe place for our students, a place where they can be themselves and can find the supports to enable them to access the curriculum. Programmatically, accommodations are built right into every classroom for every child so they can build on their strengths and begin to find success, whether it's academically or socially or social emotionally. One of my favorite things to see is witnessing students who have struggled with making friends, really find others that are similar to them and that they can really connect with. We plan many activities for our students that facilitate and nurture these relationships so that students are able to find others with common interests and personalities. In addition to some of the activities I already mentioned, there are many student life activities. We have an active student council, school dances, including a high school prom, and many clubs for all grade levels that rotate every semester. We strive to maintain a strong sense of community. We want our students and families to feel like we are a family and we are all in this to support our students together. We encourage our parents to get involved, whether it's in the parent association as a room parent or to volunteer at various school functions. And finally, we truly believe in the team approach to supporting our students. And that's really one of the things that I think makes us so effective. Our teachers, support staff, parents, and students all strive to work together. And as we like to say, together we make a village.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
That's the name of the school, right? Village Glen. So I love that. Together we make a village. Let's move on to our school that's designed for students with specific learning disabilities, our Summit View schools, and bring on Dr. Carol Cow.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Summit View. At Summit View, we're a comprehensive college prep program addressing the needs of students with learning disabilities. We have two campuses, one in North Hollywood and one in Culver City. Our teachers and staff are trained to work with a variety of students with learning disabilities that are not limited to, but include dyslexia, dyscalculia, ADHD, challenges with executive functioning, and other related reading challenges. You know, the Summit View student is the student who struggles with learning. And somewhere in their education, they weren't successful in reading, math, or even something like paying attention. And what they did is they saw their peers really getting it in class. Didn't. They felt their teachers didn't really understand them. School is hard for our students, but with the right support and instruction, our students learn the tools and strategies to address their challenges so they can be successful. And we see it every day, especially our students who come to us who couldn't read, right? But with some support and instruction, our students who weren't able to read are then able to read full chapter books for the first time. And to see their faces light up with sheer joy and pride in their accomplishments is really just amazing. And that is who we are. You know, our individual education plans highlight our students' strengths so that we can design a comprehensive program to support our students in their areas of deficits through various modes of instruction that meet their specific learning style. We have small class sizes to ensure that we're really able to really understand your students. And as students move from year to year, our staff and students get to know each other and really welcome them into our Eagle and Wildcat families. And it's really lovely to see when our high school students and teachers in our upper schools say hello or give high fives to our elementary students when they see them in the hallways. And that really fosters that sense of belonging for our students. We also try to ensure that we have as many large school opportunities as we can in our small nurturing environments, such as sports, school dances, theater, and other things that you would typically see at a large public school. What's really wonderful about our school is that our content area teachers are our special ed teachers. So not only do our teachers have strengths in the content areas, but they really, really understand how to work with students with learning disabilities. And our ongoing professional development focuses on equipping our teachers and staff with the most current and research-based methods and programs to meet the needs of students with disabilities. We also work really well. Our teachers and staff and related service providers work collaboratively to ensure our students get the supports they need as outlined in their IEPs during the school day in the least disruptive way. What's really unique about Summit View is our research-based literary programs and interventions to help target our students' areas of deficit. These programs include programs such as Wilson and other Orton-Gillingham methods. We also have other tier 2 and tier 3 programs for math and writing. And these interventions are built into the school day and for all of our students. Every day in elementary through high school, they get supports and instruction in reading and math to help bridge some of those gaps. We also are really aware of how important technology is in our students' lives and how important assistive technology is in their success. And so all the assistive technology tools we have really target areas of reading, writing, math, spelling, executive function, and so forth. And all of these tools are integrated into their classrooms in all content areas to ensure that there are multiple opportunities for practice. And from the time our students enter Summit View, we really do welcome them into our community. And for us, we truly are a family. We celebrate our strengths, differences, and talents. We welcome the parents into our school, and throughout the school year have multiple events to bring our community together. Our specialized programs are designed to help build that whole child. Our programs in bully prevention and executive functioning are for all of our students from elementary through high school. There are weekly classes focusing on lessons and then integrated throughout the curriculum over the course of the week so our students get opportunities for practice. Mindfulness and social emotional learning are also built into our program every day to help our students cope with stress, anxiety, and other emotions, and even just helping our students transition coming in from lunch and back into the classroom so that they're ready to learn. We're also very much focused on diversity and equity and have worked collaboratively between both our campuses to bring more diverse and equal curricula that includes our celebrations. Right now, we're focused on women's history, and our students are working on looking at influential women in their lives and other women who have influenced our society. We also have transition courses that really help our students transition from elementary to middle school, where they learn all the skills that are really important for them to be successful in middle school. We also have freshman seminar that helps our students be successful in the skills they need to be to have in high school. And then our seniors take senior seminar, which really is a class for us to focus our students, for them to understand what life will be like when they leave us. But please keep in mind that once you graduate from Summit View, you just don't leave us. The relationships that we form with our students and families carry on after graduation. And when students come to visit or contact us to let us know what we're doing, we are so excited. And we recently heard from one of our Summit View graduates who struggled with math and couldn't pass Algebra 1. But with hard work and our help, and he took advantage of what he offered, he recently told us that and is now working towards a PhD at Oxford, and we couldn't be more proud of him. So thank you, everyone, for coming today and learning about our Summit View family.
Thank you, Carol. I know firsthand the strength of the learning community at Summit View, to include the students and the teachers and the families, and that great story about alumni as well. So that's definitely great to hear. So thank you for that. Our schools for students with social and emotional challenges are Westview and North Hills Prep. Let's start with Westview and welcome Sheila Zaft to tell us more.
Good morning. I'm Sheila Zaft, and I'm here to represent Westview School. Westview serves 6th through 12th graders with social and emotional challenges. We're based in Culver City, and we offer support with students with depression and anxiety. We also serve students who maybe have recently come out of a residential program, or some students that come to Westview before they are going to go to a residential or to help avoid going to a residential. We educate the whole child at Westview. We do project-based learning and trauma-informed care. Westview works with students where they are. We're a college prep school, and we help students find their passion by working with them and helping them to attend school, to complete their work, and to graduate. Many of our students come to us credit deficient, having had terrible attendance in public school, and we work with them to get back on track. We offer many enrichment programs, things like Cooking Club, the Rap Club. We also have art courses such as mixed media, and have art therapists on campus to work with our students to help guide them through their past trauma. We have an anti-bullying program, Olveus, that we do weekly to help students cope with their past bullying and also trauma in their life. We also work with the Kaleidoscope program through the Help Group, which provides a safe and inclusive, affirming environment for the LGBTQ plus students. We promote a sense of belonging and community among our student body, our parents, our staff, and students feel inspired and accepted and encouraged to believe in and highlight their own independent talents and abilities. Student success is highlighted in students who come to us with challenges. They come after having problems in public school with attendance, with anxiety, with school phobia. They're behind in credits and have had difficulty in basically all areas of school. But with the support of the staff at Westview, can find success. A recent student came to us very behind in credits and having anxiety about attending school at all. With the support of her counselor and the Westview staff, she became a leader at Westview. She was the student council president and graduated mid-semester only one semester late. She will be starting the University of Laverne in the fall of 2021, which is a huge success for her, her family, and all of us. That is Westview. And we're proud of our students that are with us, that graduate and move on to attend colleges. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheila. That's a great story of success for sure. Let's hear about our North Hills Prep School and welcome Ellen Bradley.
Good morning. My name is Ellen Bradley, and I'm the Director of Therapeutic Schools and Residential Treatment for the Help Group. North Hills Prep is our WASC accredited therapeutic school on our Van Nuys campus, serving students 1st through 12th grade. We place as much emphasis on psychological and interpersonal growth as we do on academic achievement. So who are our students? They're the ones who generally had the negative school experiences, multiple school transfers, many visits to principals, nurses' offices, counselors, and maybe they haven't been able to keep up in class. So this has left our kids feeling less than and a failure. And sadly, they've fallen out of love for learning. Our goal is to turn the student back onto learning and for every student to be successful, both inside and outside of the classroom with their families and communities and in their future. NHP's lessons are closely aligned to Common Core standards and next generation science standards, but we also use a lot of creativity in designing that instruction, especially during this last year. The pandemic brought some challenges that NHP turned into advantages, and every student and their families have become way more familiar with technology, both hardware and software. Instructional materials from vocabulary, Study.com, MobyMax, and IXL are just a few examples of how our teachers use online materials to teach our children. Having brought the tech to younger students offers preparation that they otherwise may not have had. We work with students who have gaps in credits and provide them with a schedule that will maximize their time to recover any missing credits. There are also students that, due to various reasons, may need more time to graduate high school. Whatever circumstances are, we provide A through G courses for students to graduate with a WASC accredited high school diploma. While we do have students who go to four-year universities, NHP students usually take advantage of the community college system. NHP conducts community college tours in the spring and introduces the students to the counseling office that helps students with learning differences to be successful on campus. Our students are exceptionally creative, and to nurture that, NHP provides enrichment in the areas of music, dance, and art. They're passionate about many things, and NHP really wants to uncover those passions and create a safe place to discover where their talent lies. Many students have never expressed themselves artistically, but put a blank canvas in front of them and tell them to paint whatever, and I mean whatever. We've really discovered a lot of amazing, talented artists. Art is a very cathartic way to get and express their feelings, and maybe they haven't been able to verbalize in the past. So art is kind of our thing over here. North Hills Prep engages our students in many different ways. Kinetic learning is essential, as many of our students thrive when they're experiencing a lesson firsthand. Assemblies and fairs are held and are focused on the voice of the students. This really helps them find a passion and a cause that they can get behind. North Hills Prep offers a variety of clubs that are created and run by the student body. Our active Gay Straight Alliance created a community of students who are supportive of one another and participate in outreach whenever possible. Service learning projects are for all of our kids, from volunteering at a nonprofit agency like MEND, gathering school supplies for foster youth, or thanking our first responders. North Hills Prep students recognize the value of giving back. NHP prides itself in offering a focused social, emotional, and behavioral development program. Many of our students have experienced trauma in their life, which has led to significant gaps in learning. Our faculty have been trained in different methods and teaching that integrates mindfulness and an understanding of student school performance and behaviors in light of their relational histories. North Hills Prep also offers counsel to its program offerings. Counsel is a gift given to us by Native Americans. We host weekly counsels that practice speaking and listening from the heart. It's in counsel where our students have created lifelong bonds with one another. We often have alumni councils. So we have kids from 20 years coming and in circle and speaking from their heart, and it's lovely to hear. As a 23-year veteran of NHP, it has been my honor to see our graduates move on to productive and successful lives. Many have come back to say that while they've been reluctant to come to a special school, when they finally landed at NHP, they felt welcomed by teachers and faculty, surprised that the staff know all about them and that we're obnoxiously caring. This put them at ease, and they felt at home and free to explore their true selves. I'm proud of these brave students who, because of their amazing resilience and overcoming many odds, they have achieved a high school diploma. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ellen. I know one of the highlights of my year every year is to go to a North Hills Prep graduation and see the kids have so much success and having overcome so much in their lives. And it's always an emotional experience, and love it every single year. So thank you for that, Ellen. Last but definitely not least, we want to bring on Dr. Ellis Krasnow to talk to us about the Help Group's newest schools, STEM Cubed Academy.
Good morning. STEM Cubed Academy is a unique school, as unique as your child. Your child, like no other, has particular strengths and struggles, and so do our students. Some of them are strong in math, in science. Some like to take things apart and see how they work. Some like to explore and experiment. What they all have in common, though, is that they're of average to above average ability and have a degree of self-regulation, of self-control. Last week, I met with a parent who asked the question many parents ask: what is your approach to a student who has serious gaps in their knowledge? Perhaps they're grades behind in written expression, but on grade or even advanced in other subjects. It's quite common to find students in this position, students with splinter skills. Our approach is always to meet the student where they are, with their current constellation of skills and areas of weakness. The plan is to advance those areas of interest, to encourage and promote them, while scaffolding areas where they are less strong. So we might place a student in an advanced class in those subjects where their skills and passions are developed, but still provide supports in areas where they're less proficient. We're a K through 12 school and provide a strong curriculum starting in elementary school. Students take the core classes of English, math, science, and history, and additional contemporary classes in engineering and design, computer programming, art and design, PE, and a second language, either Spanish or Mandarin Chinese. That curriculum continues into middle school, where the core classes deepen student understanding and ability in analyzing works of literature, in separating out the sciences into biology and chemistry, earth and space science, and physics. By the time they get to high school, students can take any number of advanced placement classes. They can enter competitions in engineering and math, in science and debate, and they have, and they thrive. STEM Cubed Academy is in 3 locations: in Valley Glen, in Culver City, and in Irvine in Orange County. Next slide, please. In most schools which follow a traditional way of teaching and learning, students sit in ordered lines and rows, dutifully taking notes while the teacher lectures. There's very little opportunity for students to apply what they've learned, to explore how something works or why. At STEM Cubed Academy, our approach is different. We pursue an applied approach to learning. To us, it's less important what you know, and much more important what you can do with what you know. It's a hands-on approach, and one which encourages students to make and build and do. Parents often ask if we have other activities our students engage in, perhaps competitive sports. Well, we don't have a football team or a fencing team, and we don't play lacrosse, but we do engage in competitive robotics, the sport of the 21st century. When you look at the rover Perseverance currently on Mars, you see a highly sophisticated robot pressing the boundaries of what man can design. We want our students to be working on and thinking about those kinds of things, about the challenges we all face today, and what it's going to be up to them to solve. Next slide, please. Our students do particularly well, as we all do, when they're given opportunities to show their strengths, what they do best. And they do have strengths. They have strengths in visual sense, in visual discrimination, in the ability to see fine detail. They also have natural abilities in persevering at things in areas where they have an interest, in coding, in engineering design, and biological science. Our robotics team were rookie all-stars their first year out, and they've been to the World Championship twice, competing with terms from China, from Israel, and from Tennessee. They've participated in engineering games at Raytheon, at Northrop Grumman, with 25 other high school teams from the Southland, and they've taken first place in one and third in another. We've had students intern at City of Hope, a national leader in cancer research, mentor with Raytheon, a leading aerospace company, and we have a board of advisors that includes members from hospitals, aerospace, hospitality, and engineering, all with a view to guiding us as to what's relevant for our students to be and to do now in order to be prepared for tomorrow. One final thought. Much is made of the fact that our students often struggle with social interactions and emotional regulation. We take these concerns seriously, In fact, we regard social emotional learning as an essential set of skills that each of us has to master. Increasingly, work is collaborative. Progress requires communication and self-control, and empathy and motivation are essential for workplace success. We address this by embedding social emotional learning into the curriculum. Students engaged in team-based projects which require them to communicate with each other, to work together, to respect and motivate each other. And this way of learning supports the development of just these social and emotional skills. This is how we manage success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellis. I know when I walk onto the STEM Cubed campus and see the Makers Lab with the CNC machines and the 3D printers and the electrical cords hanging from the ceiling, and it makes me want to go to high school, and that's saying a lot from my experience. So thank you very much. We're running up on 11 o'clock here. I told you we were going to be covering a lot of information. There is one other thing I wanted to let you know. The Help Group also operates a residential program for adolescents called Project 6. And students who are in need of residential treatment can be at Project 6 and attend whichever the schools that you heard from today is most appropriate for them to attend. Ellen Bradley directs that program as well. She's waving to you right there. So I didn't want to get off of here without mentioning Project 6. Thank you all for joining us today. We understand how difficult it can be to find the right school for your child and where to help you out along the way. If you have general questions about non-public schools, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My first initial last name, so J Bolton at thehelpgroup.org. If you have any questions about our schools, which I assume you do, or you're ready to apply even, you can reach our admissions department who can advise you further about that process. They can help sign you up for a school tour, or they can arrange for you to talk with a school principal to learn more about the program that you have interest in. You can reach our admissions department at admissions@thehelpgroup.org. We really hope this has been helpful for you this morning. I want to thank Pam Clark, Dr. Sarah McCracken, Sue Ann Caples, Dr. Debbie Laser, Dr. Carol Cow, Ellen Bradley, Sheila Zaft, and Dr. Ellis Krasnow for joining us today, and to all of you for letting us talk about the topic we love the most, educating children, adolescents, and young adults. Have a fantastic day.